Hello and welcome to today's lesson, which is Amazing Grace. John Newton wrote the words to this hymn in the late 1700s after he was nearly killed on board ship in a storm. And the tune came sometime after that. We're not too sure where it came from, a couple of sources we think. But it's a song that, or a tune that most of us know. I'm doing it in the key of G, and as you saw there, in two very different ways. One, just a pretty straightforward single note version, and the other using a low drone, and I'll get into that a bit later on in the lesson. So, including the low drone note, these are the notes we're going to play in the song, and we are going to play the G, that low G, with our third finger, even though it's on this second row down, because we're going to need finger one to play notes on that side while that drone's going on. So we'll say third finger for that. So we have first finger on the D, right hand side, second finger on the E, left hand side, and first finger on the G, left hand side, first finger on the A, right hand side, second finger on the B, left hand side, and first finger on the D, left hand side. So the main notes are just those 6 notes with that low G added if we do the drone. Let's talk about the straightforward tune now. Like I say, in the key of G, and it's 3/4 time. So you count it 1, 2, 3, and so your first note comes in on beat 3, the D on the right hand side, G on the and count. Then we have the G again on the left hand side, followed by this very distinctive triplet. You can see I've counted it 1, 2, 3 and a B, A, G, that B, A, G run down. B on the left hand side, A on the right, G on the left. A triplet is where you play 3 notes where 2 normally go. So you have that kind of crushed in, almost staggered effect. But try and make it as smooth as you can. That's it. So you play B, A, G, B again, which is held for 2 beats, come back to A on the right hand side, then it's G on the left, held for 2 beats, and E on beat 3, and then D on the right hand side, held for 2 beats, and then it's more or less start again. And then you have A, D, D, A on the right hand side, and we have the D, which is an octave higher than the one we played before. Now, counting there is 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that D, second time you play it, it's held for a whole bar, and then 2 beats in the next bar, so 5 beats in all. 2, 3, 1, 2. Then B, D, D, and B, A, G. So they've got that triplet again, always B, A, G, spells the word bag, if that helps you remember it. Same as before. And all same as before. And to finish, it's A, G, and the G is held for 5 beats, and if you wanted to start again, you go back to the beginning and come in again. So I'll talk you through where I change my bellows as I play the piece through. So I'm starting with the bellows almost closed. I'm going to start by pulling out. Push in now. Pull out. Push in. Pull out. Push in, pull out, push in. Now I'm not saying that's the only way to do it, but that seems to work pretty well for me. You can add a little ornament on the G sometimes. You can go, so it gives it almost that Scottish feel, doesn't it? That bagpipes feel. So a little F sharp on the right hand side, just tucked in. That's not written on the list of notes to play because it's a thing I've added. So let's show you that again. And I did a little A to B slur there. I mean, there's loads of these you can do. I've said this before, try not to do it too much. I think it's a little bit trying for your listener. But every now and again, that little grace note, that quick jump from the F sharp to the G is quite nice, and maybe the A to the B as well. Let's talk about this drone thing I did. Right, first of all, how do you do it? Well, you put your third finger on this low G and just basically leave it there all the way through the piece. Okay, and that still means that your first finger can deal with the notes on the right hand side, because actually you've only got two notes on the right hand side, both finger one, both second row down. You've got a D and an A, so it can be done. What I do is I play the D and the G without the drone, and then start it on that first complete bar when I play that second G. And as I say, start the bellows fairly close, and just hold that note down all the way through. So you've got come in, come out, come in, come out, come in, come out, come in. Now the problem you may find is that your drone note drowns out the tune. On this Markers concertina it's not bad at all. On my National concertina, my other one, which is a lot older, that low G just drowns out the tune totally. The notes of the melody are lost. But this is a much newer instrument, and it's got accordion reeds that might make a difference. But I think it just about works okay. In an ideal world, you probably want that drone note softer, but obviously there's no way you can play one note softer than the others. There might be a clever way of making that note softer internally, mechanically, but if there is, I'm not aware of it as yet. So there we are, that's a tune that we all know pretty well, I'm guessing. That's the end of today's lesson, and I hope you enjoyed it.